All right, please join me in welcoming co-creator, co-showrunner, executive producer, writer, and director of Hacks, Lucia Aniello. And the star of Hacks, known as Ava Daniels on screen, Hannah Einbinder.
It's me?
Yes, yeah. Thank you both so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, everybody. Go Birds, baby.
That was a perfect clip to start with. I know that you have called season 4 sort of a love letter to Los Angeles, and I don't know if there's anything more loving you can do now than shoot in LA, have productions here in LA, which we are all excited about. But this also marks, the moment that Deborah gets her dream. She gets to late night, and I'm curious for you as you started, crafting this show from the very outset. Did you always see like season 4 as being the moment we got here for her?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I think the whole show, in a cool-ish way, from inception to when we actually got to make it, the first season was 5 years. And as a result, we really had a lot of time to be like, how do we want to tell the story? What is the story really about? So when we went in on the initial pitch, we pretty much pitched out which each season was going to be about. And this 4th season was always like about this white whale, kind of the source of her trauma, this late night show that was supposed to happen for her. It was always her dream. What happens when she does actually get that dream? And where does that put her professionally and interpersonally with her relationship with Ava? And so for us, it was kind of like, it's always nice for us to have a North Star to kind of always look towards. And for season 4, that was it.
Okay. And Hannah, of course, your character, this marks a big moment in her character arc overall. She's stepping into her own as a head writer, kind of, beating Deborah at her own game a little bit, as we saw like the season finale of 3. I'm curious for you what it's been like playing this character, over 4 seasons and being in this more like seasoned, established version of her now.
I feel like Ava was so fully 3-dimensional when I received her. Thank you.
Hey.
Shout out to you. Appreciate that. And so like we continue to have these conversations, and we have been having these conversations for like 5 years about this person who feels very real to us, who we feel like we know. And so like I am very fortunate to inherit like really immaculate writing and a beautifully crafted narrative that feels really earned. So as we have conversations about Ava, they feel really easy and natural, and it's felt really good and incredibly rewarding and so meaningful. And best job, Ava! Woo!
Lucia, you obviously wear so many hats on this show. I'm curious for you, when you're writing episodes, are you also thinking about how you'll direct them? And were there any moments, like in this episode in particular, where from the outset you knew this is exactly how I'll direct this?
Yeah, I think I'm going to start with the second part first. Okay. In the direction of it, I think the thing that I was always thinking about as writing, when we were writing it, was like the tension that we wanted to build throughout the episode, and how we would, with camera especially, build that tension. And so it like becomes very handheld. We do a couple mirroring shots in this episode where we're kind of in like a profile-y 3/4 extreme close-up on both of them, where they really start to be in their heads. And so there's some just like visual motifs that, sorry I just said motifs. Oh, but I said visual motifs.
This is a place to do it, honey.
What can you do? What can you do?
You're safe. You're safe.
That's what
you guys are saying.
I'm with my people.
I know every person here is saying motif 3 times a day. Right?
Yeah. So anyways, those visual motifs, I use a couple times. And they were just like, I just really wanted to be able to like build that up so that like when Deborah is finally giving that speech towards the end about, what it means, what is this slippery slope, and what decision does she have to make, and what kind of person is she in this moment, and what is kind of late night become. And, the title, of course, Slippery Slope, is really about that moment. And so to build that moment and also be able to really be with Ava and be like, oh my God, is she doing this to me again? Is she kind of backstabbing me once again? And just the tension of that was something I was thinking about in terms of really about like, how can I execute that in a way that like builds both up at the same time, and so that in that moment you felt like it was really at a climax for both characters.
Yeah.
And then there was a first part.
Just, are you typically kind of thinking about how you'll direct things as you write?
Yes and no. Okay. I really try to think about just like story when writing, but then at times like a shot or something will pop into my mind, and then Paul and Jen also do a lot of like we talk about like visual stuff a lot, even when we're writing. So it's not like I'm the only person thinking visually. They do that as well as the rest of the room. So it's kind of, for a comedy, we really try to push ourselves to make it like a big visual feast, as it were. And so we're always thinking about that. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, one scene in particular I want to know more about in character is Dance Mom, of course. I have talked to Julia Nicholson a couple times, and she's like, I never could have seen myself in this role. I'm curious, how did you know she was right for Dance Mom?
Okay, so Dance Mom on the page, a wee bit broad. And so, like she is crazy. She's totally insane. She's texting with Adam Levine. Like she's a crazy kind of girl. And so we knew that like to kind of balance out such an insane character, we wanted like, who is like the most incredible actress. Someone's going, right. Yes. Yes. Who is such an incredible dropped in real performer to kind of balance it out. And for us, we've always loved Julianne, love her. If you haven't seen Janet Planet, you absolutely must. But she's just so good. So for us, we also think that there's something kind of so surprising about her doing such a comedic part. So yeah, and actually we have tried to get her on the show before. It didn't work out. And so we could just keep chasing her and we just kept stalking her.
I just want to say on that, think of the beautiful reality of Hacks, where all of these amazing parts like Dance Mom and like Mayor Joe and Weed and Ava's mom and Lunel and Angela and all of these amazing guest star characters are, I know this is DGA, this is kind of a SAG tangent, but all these amazing women get to do the best, funniest, coolest parts. There are no, it's all women. Yeah. There's no, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, heck yes. Hacks freaking rips.
Yeah. Agreed. Yes.
Just want to say.
Tell me about directing that scene, though. What was already on the page? What kind of was found?
Gator Tails was a pitch on the day. It was really we don't really actually usually have a lot of time to rehearse. Am I telling the truth?
Fact.
But that one we did kind of rehearse the day before a little bit, got into the space and worked it out. Julianne was so committing physically. She actually cut her hand a little on the glass bar thing at first, and she was just flopping her body around. It was so funny. So there's a couple little improvised things there, but a lot of it was worked out ahead of time.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a really, they're also, even though we practiced it, knew what it was, there are certain things that just happened on the day that were better. Like, for example, when Julianne's head is coming out of it, we had a Steadicam shot of that moment, but then the camera that was just to the right of it, that was supposed to be getting her coverage throughout, actually didn't move as much, but was weirdly out of focus at the top of it. But then when I saw that clip, I was like, oh, actually that's better, because it's almost mimicking her being slightly out of, if you put your face in water and you come out, you're a little out of focus for a half a second. And so I actually put that shot in instead, because it kind of felt more like the experience that she was having. So it kind of immersed you into that a little bit better. Just an example.
Yeah.
What I'm up to.
Well, I'm curious, both of you. You talked a little bit about that you have so many conversations, but I'm curious just over the course of the 4 seasons, how your relationship has developed as, director, actor, writer, actor.
Our relationship?
Yes, together. And I think with Hannah, this kind of being your first big acting job, can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I was fans of Paul, Lucia, and Jen before I got this part, but my deep and profound genuine, legitimate love for them has grown as the days have passed. I feel like after 5 years of working together, the experience of working with them is just they are like a Deborah Vance to me. They are this comedic ideal. They are the total embodiment of the depth of funny people, the real heart that funny people do possess, and also just the heights of comedic excellence. And so as we've talked and as we've gotten to know each other and become literally blood. Like, I love you so much. I
love you too.
I love you so much. And I just like, when we're out there, like, we are clowning for them. Like, we are clowning for I'm on Mount Olympus drinking the nectar of the damn gods when I'm hearing her laugh. Like, it is a feeling like no other. And so, like, Lucia's approach, obviously visually, is incredible, and she is so excellent with the camera and knows exactly what she wants. But also from my perspective as an actor, like, I feel like we're, you know, in Avatar where they braid the hair with the tree, and they're like, like, I feel like I'm locked in on like a genius comedic mind, and all of us feel this way in the cast. Like, we all just want to hear their laugh because it means the most, because we have such immense respect for them. And so, yeah, like, over the years, like, I've always felt that way, but it's just deepened and deepened. And yeah, it's like the best hack spec show ever. I can't stop saying it. I love this shit. Yeah.
But I think also, like, our relationship is, it like you're saying, kind of like, is this Deborah, Ava
not toxic,
but like,
toxic.
you know, like, it's like, I do think we make each other better the way that Deborah and Ava do. And I think that, like, Hannah, even though this is her first job, and this is obviously not Jean's first job, but like, they've both taught us so much, and they've both given so much of themselves to the characters that they allow us to do things in the writing, the storytelling that I think are even beyond what we initially conceived. So it is really a symbiotic relationship. The tree and the hair and all that is two-way.
It's real. Also, like, Megan Stalter, Robbie Hoffman, they were pretty new to TV screens, you know, as well, with this show starting out. What's your approach when working with new actors, or any advice maybe for people in the room?
You know, I think usually if they're cast and they're there, then they should just keep doing what they do. That there's a reason that they're there, and you know, we can embolden them with tools for, like, here's what a mark is or whatever. But for the most part, you know, I think it's like an organic thing that we don't ever really want anybody to rough the edges, whatever that is, like, to come in too polished. I think that that's great for some people and for some certain roles, but for the most part, when we're casting a person, we're really casting them for their uniqueness. And so, yeah, I guess my advice would just be keeping the person that got you there in the first place.
You talked about you don't rehearse much. You know, what did you and Jean talk about beforehand? You know, what kind of came up while taping that you kept?
You know, I actually don't think that we really discussed it ahead of time. We talk about stuff sometimes. I might like say, do you have any questions? But
yeah, we tend to like find, I mean, I'm trying to think of big moments like this, like maybe like season 3 in the living room. I feel like we are so close to it, and it's so clear what the scene demands on the page, and we also rely heavily on a very efficient and connected process as we continue on with the scene and shooting it. So like, it actually does not, there isn't a lot of talk before. We really do go in, like Lucia said, like, we walk to set and shoot, like, so we just, get into it, and it becomes, you know, alive that way.
And part of the reason that I like to do that is because I think sometimes the actor's first instinct is something I want to commit to film. And if there's changes, that's fine, and that's great. But for the most part, it's usually, especially with Jean and Hannah, it's almost always in the right zone. And sometimes there's just little tweaks and changes. And sometimes some of those changes are just the writing. The writing is oftentimes, we could lose words because they're saying so much with so little that we oftentimes will just like cut things down, or we'll do alts.
We love alts. Pages and pages and pages of jokes. It's fucking awesome. Yeah. Sorry, we've been in Malibu all week, so I feel like my vibe is like, hacks ribs. It's fucking awesome. I just became aware of that as I was saying it, but we have been shooting in Malibu all week. Not a spoiler. Continue.
Well, Hannah, what was it like for you filming the episode? I mean, it's so emotional. You're reacting now, you know, in real time. What was it?
Oh, it's always, I'm like crying at the table read. I'm crying. I'm reading the script in my room. I'm crying, watching it literally right now. I've seen it a million times. I'm crying on the day. It's like really, I feel like not only do I operate Ava Daniels' body, but also I feel like an audience member. I love the show as a viewer as well. And I feel really close to these characters and also to Jean. And I have always felt that so much of Paul, Lucia, and Jen is imbued in these characters, and I know what is true for them. I know what is emotionally true. I know what details from their life are in the show. Like, I know all of that, and so it's very personal, and it does feel very close to me. And so, yeah, these moments are very organic.
I feel like I'm holding back how much I love Hags.
Why?
I'm not.
Because I know, rightfully so. But like I watched that and I was like, man, we just got here, like, and it's gone. Like it kind of hurt for me. And I know you talked about kind of pitching that 5-season arc, so you kind of always knew, I guess, that maybe late night wouldn't last, for too long for Deborah. Can you talk about making that decision and maybe you, when you first saw it in the script, how you felt
when she gave it up? I've never been able to successfully predict where the show would go. And so I'm always shocked, and but it always feels really earned. And this season too, like everything that has transpired, like in the story, feels really earned. And so I'm always shocked, but never like on a level of anything other than just like, I could not have seen the twist.
Yeah. And what led to that choice?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's both a commentary on this kind of thing that happens where you're like, oh, that was always something I would have wanted, but that's what you wanted in that point in your life. Mm-hmm. It's not what you necessarily want now. Mm-hmm. And I think for Deborah, that's true. She wanted that then, but now she's a different person in a different place. And what late night is asking of her to be is very different. The changing landscape of just television in general. And I think she's also learned about what really makes her happy, and in some ways, it's that evolution is then, and then of course when this, having to fire Ava comes into play, it's really puts her in crosshairs. And for us, almost everything, even like the stand-up itself, is always a function of story. It's like her stand-up is not good. What does she have to learn, or where does she have to go? And same for, I think, the job of late night. It's okay. This is a really hard job for her. Where does it push her as a character, and what arc can we find there? And so for us, her quitting late night, even though it hurt in some ways, to me, I see it as a success, because it means that she knows herself better now and knows what she wants more.
Yeah. Okay. I will take that comfort. Well, it's also, of course, an incredibly, reticent episode, with what's happening now in the industry, happening in our country. And you've done that before, like tackling cancel culture, with comedy. How do you decide, like, how current you want to be when you touch on, issues that are affecting the industry, comedy?
It's really difficult, because we really want to be a show that, if you're hopefully clicking on whatever app you're watching the show on in 10 years' time, that you feel like it still feels fresh and relevant. Yet we also, comedy comes from, what is happening in the world because of context, and so it's really difficult to be like, should we be commenting on this? Should we be doing a story about this? Or does it feel like it's something of this moment that won't be as relevant in the future? So I think late night makes a lot of sense for her because of, her history and kind of like, what that meant for her. But it is something that we kind of, I wouldn't say struggle with, but debate heavily. Okay. Because of that, we want to have that timeliness. Yeah.
Well, we know we have the 5th and final season coming up.
I didn't say that.
Okay. 5th, then that's great. We know you're shooting in Malibu, as you just shared.
There we go. Confirmed.
Yes. But, what can we look forward to? What can we look forward to in the trajectory for Deborah and Ava?
How the heck do we do this one?
No, I mean, these girls.
Great answer.
You know them. They're going to be saying mean stuff to each other, and they're going to be smiling, and they're going to be like, and then they're going to be like, You know, right?
Totally.
Like, that's true.
That's like 4 episodes right there.
They're gonna be bonding and being and loving each other, and they're going to go through stuff will transpire, of course.
And I guess a more like we end season 4 with the idea that Deborah's obituary has been falsely misprinted, and so I guess at the very least we could say that it really puts into question what is the legacy she wants to leave, and what is the legacy that has been kind of forced upon her in this obituary.
Okay.
Similar to what I said, I feel.
And so it's really she's asking some bigger questions about how to live a life and how to define that life. Is that good?
Okay, that's
amazing.
Good.
Beyond.
Yes,
Literally perfect.
We'll take
Forcing
it.
her at gunpoint. I'm her employer.
Is that
Well, thank you both. Appreciate it.
Sorry.
Thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you all for being here with
you
us.
guys.
Enjoy
Thanks,
the rest of your
everybody.
day.
Woo! Wait, then leave and then we'll